Somebody turning up behind you doing slap bass or something. It's unnerving.
Hello, Kev.
Hey, man, how's it going?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, so 10 years on YouTube, although we didn't do much with it. How
old is YouTube?
YouTube 2005, 2006.
Okay.
So we put our first video up on in what was the first video we put on there?
I've got no idea. I'm gonna look it up. What was the very first video?
I remember.
I'm looking it up now, Matt.
I only know it was 10 years. It's still on the about page. We've got a few questions. We'll do a quick ask for questions from our Facebook group to celebrate being on their 10 year on YouTube for 10 years. So
nice.
This is from the Fierce Army Facebook group. So Kev, we'll start off now with I'll start off the questions. Yeah,
hit me with them.
Okay, so the first one is this is from Jim. Will the Fierce and Dead tour next year and bring the sounds to Edinburgh or Glasgow?
We'd love to. I mean, the gig thing at the minute is, we're still kind of like just seeing what's happening. Basically that we've spoken about it a lot now. But when we do it, we want to do it properly. Yeah,
I think that's. I'd like to have the projections and we do want to play again. It's just a lot of it depends how this record's received as well, doesn't it?
The new one, album 4.
But yeah, we definitely want to go back to when we did Edinburgh 9 years ago, didn't we?
9 years ago. We've only ever played Scotland once, haven't we?
It was great, wasn't it? It was a good show, that.
It was brilliant. Yeah, I'd absolutely love to go to Scotland. I think we're going to be a bit more strategic, aren't we, about gigs? Yeah,
no, we will do it again. It's just, it's been a bit of a, like I say, it just depends how the record is received as well. So Nick, the next one. There have been more than a few hints of vocals in the new album. So is it whole songs? Are we talking band members singing or guest vocalists?
Well, I think it's all to play for, isn't it? Really, I mean, just to clarify as well. At this point, the album is because we've changed the way we work because of we weren't able to get into the room together and all this kind of stuff, and we're kind of like a bit more scattered now. That it's very much more like I saw somebody once describe like a sculpture, a sculptor describing he gets his block of stone and then the sculpture is inside it, and you just keep chiseling away till you find it. And that's kind of what we're doing at the minute. So we've got all the tracks, we've got all the arrangements, but there's still a lot of possibilities. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah,
that's kind of where it is really. Nothing's
staying. I mean, there's a few of our mates I'd like to sort of do some vocals or backing vocals, but yeah, we'll be revealed about. We'll start to be revealed probably about spring next year, won't it?
I mean, your falsetto is up there.
Thanks, mate. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is I know it's been asked before, and you've always been asked the basic answer. Where did the name come from? I can't. Yeah, we don't know, do we?
Can't remember. It was something you and some of our friends from back home came up with. Like a project or something, and then
there's no more elaborate answer than that at the moment. We can't tell you if we did know.
We should make something up.
We should make some. We'll make some each time. If money was no object, so that was from Rick. Next one is James. If money were no object, which guest musician would you like to collaborate with on a Fierce and the Dead track? What guest musician?
Wow. I mean, you know what? I mean, there's so many, isn't it? We could be here all night, just a list of names. I mean, interesting. It's not, to be honest with you, it's not so much more musicians, it's more like producers and stuff like that I'd be interested in working with, people with ideas. So, I like, or to be fair, like people who are like trying different things, like people like St. Vincent, Flaming Lips. You know, I'm a big fan of Pond, and like the way they work and all that kind of stuff. And just anybody who's like doing. Well, again, you know, the way we're working now, it's quite interesting. You can take the same song and just interpret it in so many different ways now. You know what I mean? That's kind of
that's the thing. We developed that new way of working through the pandemic. You know, we were sending each other files and stuff, and spending more time on the arrangements rather than doing the arrangements in the practice room. It's sort of given us a lot more opportunity to experiment, hasn't it?
Yeah. I just thought one person that I definitely like to work with, who is all of the above, and also more, is I'd love to work with Kim Gordon. That would be awesome.
Yeah, no, she's awesome. Yeah. Or Phil Shear, Bob Mould, anyone like that?
Yeah, I mean, Bob's always welcome. The door's always open.
Bob's. Who would you ever consider doing a Dream Theater style complete album cover? And if so, which band and album? So Dream Theater used to do this thing where they'd go out to a gig and they'd do the whole of like Dark Side of the Moon, the whole of Number the Beast. I think Master of Puppets once as well. So which album would you like to cover, Kev? That's for me, and that is.
Yeah, because we're not doing a Dream Theater album.
Definitely not doing a Dream Theater.
Yeah, what whole album? I mean, I'd love to try like something like OK Computer or
OK Computer, Sugar Cup of Blue. Yeah, those the albums like that really work well together was a single statement, isn't it?
Yeah, or you know what would be. Just as a single piece of work, some of the old thrash, like the OG thrash, like Master of Puppets or something like that. I know loads of people have done it to death, but it's such a complete piece of work.
One of those sort of records. Okay, this is next one's Graham. What are you thinking about naming the song's parts, and can we expect further parts? I'll start. Well, the parts was we had a few themes, and then we had a few riffs, but they felt they were sort of linked by a sort of central theme, and it gradually evolved. There was no grand plan, but by the time we got to part 7 and 8, we did want to make it so that part 7 and 8 is echoed in part 1, and part 1, it goes back round again.
Oh yeah.
But no, I can't see us ever doing any more parts because part 7, 8 goes back into part 1, doesn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. It was just something that kind of like we just like, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? When we were writing, there was just things that sort of had a kind of sonic signature to them. It was like, actually, that sounds. Like
there's the chord sequence and there's a melody that goes through them, isn't there?
Yes.
And it's
sort of clever.
Around. Well, probably, it wasn't. It was more of a case of that sounds a bit like this, so then we emphasise a bit more, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so here's the next one. I know you've ticked off the vinyl bucket list. This is from James, but if you could afford it, what would you put an album out in 5.1? And if so, which one of your albums would be first in line? So I did actually talk to Bruce Sword of the Pineapple Thief when we did the Euphoric. About doing the album in 5.1, so it was something we've considered and would like to try. It's quite an expensive thing to do, I think, but
it's still saying that how many people have actually got like the proper setups for it.
I mean, I think our audience might be the right niche for it, in that they've probably been, if people have bought sort of classic 70s albums or more modern things like Stephen Wilson's album and stuff. So he might do quite well on it, but what's that? The other one?
Whichever
one? It's not 5.1. It's the one.
Oh, the Dolby Atmos thing.
Dolby Atmos is the other one, isn't it?
New thing, yeah. I think as well. I don't think anybody's quite with music anyway. No, I mean there's lots of good surround sound mix and things like that out there, but I don't think anybody's really quite cracked it yet as how it, because we're so locked into having this kind of like sound stage in front of us, like we're at a gig, that somebody like somebody turning up behind you doing slap bass or something, it's unnerving. So I don't think anybody's quite cracked it yet to sort of like put together, write a piece of music or write something with that in mind.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
I think I was definitely interested in it for the future, and I'd like to hear that. Didn't they do the Flame Lips stuff in 5.1? I bet that'd sound good in 5.1.
Yeah.
So next one's Jeff. What's your favourite colour?
I don't have a favourite colour.
No.
No.
I don't think I'm very excited about colours. Probably, yeah. I don't like very bright colours.
You're not?
Not really, no. Not bothered about colours. I don't mind a nice navy cardigan. We'll get into that age. Andy says, how do you come up with the titles to your tracks? So what we've got two WhatsApp groups, and one's got riffs in it, and one's got titles in it, and eventually the titles and the riffs end up with each other. Would you say? And then that's for the instrumentals, and then for the song stuff. Kev, what do you think the songs?
I mean, stuff that's kind of like evolving, that's got lyrics and things. Sometimes I don't know, it can kind of go, the songs that we've been involved in, like writing lyrics and things, it can go both ways. Sometimes it's just you just get a title and then you kind of write from that.
Build it around it.
And then the other way around, sometimes you just start writing something and there's some kind of theme that emerges and, and it just kind of like, just a phrase pops up that sounds like a title.
Cool. Next one, that was from Andy. Thanks, Andy. Next one's Dean. Why is Sheffield your favourite city to play in, and when will you be back here? We do like Sheffield, actually. We've played Sheffield a lot, haven't we?
We've been there a few times, yeah. Sheffield's cool.
Marty's Sheffield, isn't he?
No, Marty's Nottingham.
Marty's Nottingham. Who's Sheffield?
We played several gigs up there, and excuse us, I can't remember the names of them. Everything feels like about 30 years ago now.
Yeah, it's been so long, but we'll definitely be back to Sheffield soon. Because when we're planning gigs, we look at our Spotify and Facebook and Bandcamp data, and Sheffield's always a town city we've done well in, so we'll definitely be back at some point.
Yeah, totally.
So we'll be back. Another one is from Graham again. Have you missed playing live, and do you see your shows evolving and bigger? Well, I think we have missed playing live, but we've missed playing live in that what we want to do with playing live is probably different from what we used to do, which is have the projections and have a bit more of a bigger show, and hopefully play sort of slightly different venues, more theatre perhaps venues.
Yeah, can I just clarify? We're not going into like choreography and
No, I am. I've been working on it all through lockdown.
Yeah, with your bright colours in the background.
I'm going to pirouette onto stage. It's going to be lovely.
I just think that there's so much to be. I mean, there's so much to be done with like presentation, and it always sounds pretentious and ostentatious when you talk about that. But it can be really simple ideas. But I know we've had these conversations about that. Sometimes we've been to see a band, and it's just been a really simple choice of lighting, and it makes the whole thing come alive. I mean, we spoke about it the other day. One of our favourite gigs we ever went to was Napalm Death at the Forum, and every other band on the bill, they had like all the
projections, the lights, and everything.
Lights and all that. Napalm Death, they had the lights up.
They put the house lights up. And they just had white light onto the stage.
Yeah,
and they played this show that was just so cool and so like a American hardcore sort of.
Just didn't need anything.
And they were so good, and it made everything else look silly because they were so, they were just this incredible live band. I mean, I thought they were just that was one of the best gigs I've ever been to. I think.
Yeah, but it just goes to show that the spectrum of possibilities with like what you do on stage. I mean, I guess we've always been just sort of like turn up and crack on, but I think we're trying to think about it a bit more now about how we can present the music. With a bit more of a visual kind of element to it.
And we've been touring for like 10 years now. So, I mean, I don't want to go out and do the same things over and over again.
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah,
the thing for me is I don't want to repeat myself. I don't want to. It's not like, you know, if people wanted to see the instrumental rock show with the 4 blokes on the stage, they had the chance. You know, we did 10 years of it. We played everywhere in the UK. You know, that's that. We did so much of that, didn't we? I mean,
we did, yeah. Anywhere they would have us.
Anywhere they'd have us, and it was really good fun. But also, you know, I'm really into writing things at home now, and you know, and moving things forward. So, you know, it's you can't repeat yourself. That's the key, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last one's from John. Where's the tree on the cover of part 1?
Stannick Lakes.
Is it?
Yep. So we're from Northamptonshire. There's a little town there called Stannick that has a kind of like a country park.
It's nice there, Stannick Lakes.
This was like 10 years ago now, when part 1 came out, isn't it? 11 years ago. Went for a walk, had my camera, saw a tree in the distance, took a picture.
Lovely.
Yeah. I must revisit it and see, like, you know, I'll have to do like a
before and after
kind of thing and see how
probably burnt down, isn't
it? Which is quite striking, just like on its own there in the distance, you know.
Yeah, no, it's a great shot. All right, mate. Well, that's us sort of done. Thank you for everybody who asked questions. I just want to say thank you for everybody who bought the EP issue recently. We really appreciate your support.
Which brings me to the first thing that we ever posted 10 years ago was coming soon video for the On VHS EP.
The On VHS EP, wow.
Yeah, so there you go. That was it says here 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Coming soon.
You know, so
300
you know, it was that EP thing. It means we can keep making records, and you know, all our desire with Fierce and the Dead is just to be able to keep going, and just to be able to keep making interesting art and trying to make stuff that we really enjoy. I mean, you know, we don't worry about what people think of it until we've made it, and but we still really very much appreciate and respect our audience, and just thank you so much for supporting us. We appreciate it.
I agree.
Cool.
With everything you said.
All done. Well, thanks for all your questions. We shall see you soon, and we'll be back doing some gigs soon, and hopefully, and we're doing 3 gigs in April next year, and then then after that, I think it's be to sort of headline shows again, and getting back to doing the proper shows. All right, nice one, Kev. Thanks, everybody. Nice one. Ta-da!